Hi, Melissa. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Stasia.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
Jessica. Hi, everyone.
I'll give us a couple minutes. I'm usually a Nazi with time on my skin game judges meetings, but this is a little bit more casual, so we'll give a little bit of time.
Hey, Brenda.
Hi, ladies.
Hi, Brenda.
Are you
Hi,
shopping?
Kelly. Yes, I just got to the grocery store. I'm making lasagna soup.
Lasagna
Oh, nice.
soup.
Oh, I'll send you the thing. I saw it on I saw it on Facebook. You literally throw everything into the crock pot and you crunch up the lasagna noodles with ground beef, ground pork. I'll send you the thing. It's
Yes,
so
send all the
good.
things.
Yes.
Share
yes.
it in
and
the
takes
chat.
Yeah. Oh, I'll get it and I'll send it in there. I got you.
Yeah, there you go.
Welcome to our Pro to Pro talk with Jessica Cooley. Today's topic is From Shelf to Skin, and we're going to be discussing retail strategies. This is our second talk. My name is Kelly Walcott. I am a licensed esthetician for over 25 years now. I have a private skincare studio in Atlanta, Georgia. And I am the founder of How To Esthetician Training, where I try to bring people and my 25 years of experience to you. I was saying before, we're not gatekeeping anything here. So we're here to share the knowledge and all of the wonderful things that we've learned in building our careers to you. So I'm going to introduce my guest today. Her name is Jessica Cooley. And yeah, just Robin, do you have your hand is raised? Are you okay?
Sorry, guys. That was a mistake.
Okay. I wanted to make sure there was no technical
I was
difficulties.
like, damn, she's already like question.
Jessica is very relaxed and very cool, so she'll make this talk very fun and interesting. She's a distinguished esthetician and entrepreneur with a remarkable track record of international awards and accolades for her exceptional work in our field of aesthetics. She is also the founder, actually the brainchild, founder, and designer around, I brought them just for you,
Hey,
of this award-winning brand called Skin Wand Pro, which has revolutionized the skincare industry with this innovative product and her unwavering commitment to delivering exceptional results. She's won awards not just for Skin Wand Pro, but for her own work in the treatment room. She sets standards in the aesthetic industry, earning this recognition for her contributions and exceptional results. Jess is extraordinarily dedicated to excellence, and her passion for skincare has solidified her position as a leading figure in the global aesthetics community. She lives in South Carolina and is an educator at Bella Beauty School, where she imparts her knowledge and expertise in aesthetics to our upcoming generation of professionals. Her role as a mentor and educator has had a transformative impact on the aspiring estheticians under her guidance. And while residing in picturesque Lake Murray, South Carolina, with her husband, Scott, he's a retired United States Air Force veteran. She has been a pillar of strength and support throughout his military career, which spanned 30 years. Their eldest, Corinne, right? I'm saying it right,
Corinne.
right? Corinne is
Yeah.
pursuing a degree in film at the University of South Carolina. And their youngest is following, you didn't put his name in there.
Uh-oh, Clayton.
Clayton, it slipped out of my brain. He's actually in the United States Air Force, and he's stationed at Keesler in Mississippi. And she transitioned from a successful retail career. She did management in the private sector, I guess, to pursue she left that to pursue her passion for aesthetics. She's embarked on a multifaceted entrepreneur journey, from owning a solo practice to launching her own skincare line and tool for you to help you get your clients the best results possible. She's kind of dabbled in a lot of things, various domains of our industries, ultimately establishing Skin Wand Pro, a thriving at-home skincare device company that's garnered widespread acclaim. Her dedication to excellence, coupled with this very strong spirit and resilience, because it's not easy being a military wife, continues to inspire and empower individuals in the fields of aesthetics, making her a true trailblazer in our industry. And I want you to add a little bit to this, because we're here to talk about retail strategies and how we can build our bottom line in our businesses by offering retail to our clients without sounding like a salesperson. So can you share a little bit about your experience in the retail world?
Definitely. First, I have to say, when you listen to someone giving your bio or what have you, and you have to sit there and take it in, and it's like, oh, that's me.
You did all that.
That's me. But it's so hard sometimes, but yes. So I have been in retail since I was 16. I am 45 now. I became an SD in my late 30s, and I mainly did it. So I was in retail for so long because retail fits well within the military community, right? You just have to pick up and move. And if there's a mall, there's a job, right? So I wasn't like the cool retail management. I was store management. So I still had to work, through Christmas, through Thanksgiving, New Year, all that jazz. And I absolutely hated it. I hated it. But, it was just one of those things that came easily to me. Like, it just made sense, and even when dealing with, like children's clothes, for instance. So that was the one store I was with the longest, was the Children's Place. And I learned like how to really learn what is being sold, and I worked there when they first came out with the little elastic straps and the buttons, so you could adjust it for, individualize it for your kids. Yeah. And I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. And so when I got into aesthetics, I was taught the same as, most all of us, we're kind of taught the numbers game. And then it was like, okay, how can I get better at it once I became an esthetician? And, I developed my own skincare line when I had my practice. It was like, okay, what am I doing? Like, I don't want to sit here and sound salesy. I'm not a used car salesman, but I somehow have to figure out how to get, 25 to 35% of my income to be my retail. And a lot of the retail out there, like the education for retail, is a lot of numbers games. And retail isn't necessarily, yes, it's a numbers game. You have to set your goals and do all of that, but it's a mind game, is what it is, and I like to bring up the differences between like Target and Walmart. I do that in my class. They are the exact same construct. But why does everybody feel more bougie and like, oh, well, I'm going to Target, I don't go to Walmart? It has to do with it's actually a theory. And what Target does is they hit you with all five senses as soon as you hit the door, right?
Oh.
And they don't use fluorescent lighting.
I never noticed that.
Yeah. So Walmart, the reason why, like, everybody that goes into Walmart, we're automatically anxious because it's like, oh my God, I got to get in and out, right?
Pretty
And that's
much.
because
Yeah.
fluorescent lighting plays with your brain and it automatically makes you go into fight or flight. Yeah. So what does Target have going for it? It has much more forgiving lighting.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you smell? So we've got your sight, right? So what do you smell? Starbucks right at the door. So
Yeah.
that takes care of smell and taste, right? So now we're hitting 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
What else? We got, yeah,
Hearing.
hearing. Yes. So you're not really going to hear like babies crying when you go into Walmart because again, it's the lighting. So it does the same thing to children. And it actually, the fluorescent lighting can actually activate a sense of hyperactivity because kids are anxious too. So when you go into Walmart, that's what you hear, just crazy, chaotic mess. In Target, you don't. And then with feel, you've got the dollar areas right
Mhm.
there by the door as soon as you come out of Starbucks with your latte.
Mhm.
And boom, what are you doing? You're picking stuff up. You're feeling it. You're doing things. It's all about mind tricks. And it's really stinking cool.
Well, I think it creates an experience for you to be well, to enjoy it or to not, one of the two. And there's an investment that you have to make in order to create that sort of an atmosphere, right? So what key lessons did you've explained, you hit all 5 senses. Did you incorporate that into your studio when you had that? Because right now you're currently not working on clients. You are 100% focused with Skin One Pro. So when you were in your treatment room, how did you hit all 5 senses for everyone?
So the great part about that was I had a solo room inside of a salon, and it was inside a house that was over 104 years old. So it was like super cool. It's like a historic house here in the Columbia area. And so that kind of helped with the, what people see. Right. But as soon as they got into my room, I made sure that I had a signature scent. So I did not use any of like the Airwicks or, any of the generic stuff. I would do the, Pinterest, tell me the ways, show me magic, with the essential oils and stuff like that, because we don't want our rooms to be strong. We just want it to be, nice and inviting. And it all depended on the season. And also if there was a holiday within that month. But then I also painted my room black. So everything was matte black except for the doors, and the doors were gloss black along with the frames. And the chandelier I had like gave off this really cool reflection on the ceiling. So even if I wasn't there, I would always ask the stylist, because I was right across from the bathroom also. But I would ask the stylist, hey, just flip my light on whenever you come in. So that way people are going by and they're like, oh, wait, that smells really nice. What is in there? Okay. And then, we always had anything and everything snacks wise, water, Trulies. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
The usual stuff. And when they came in, it was always, even if I just met them, girl, come in for snuggles. I've always been authentic in that sense, where what you see is what you get, and everybody is going to be my best friend. Like, that's how I'm going to treat you until you show me not to treat you that way. But yeah, that's how I really kind of incorporate it. And I love statistics. So I would find like the trending statistics within, and here's the funny part, within the fashion world. So
Okay.
I would change, yeah. So the fashion world gives you colors, scents,
Mm-hmm.
what patterns, textures, all of that. And I would change out like my bedding to go with all of that. So it kind of it worked with the trends, you know.
Right. Well, and then it also allows your clients to look forward to what are you doing next, and it makes you relevant and current. It keeps you that way. Did you have your retail on display inside your room or out in the reception area at your studio?
So mine was actually right outside my door. And that would be changed out all the time too. Because again, that's another mind trickery part of the magic, you know.
Mhm.
If there was something that I needed to, you know, hey, I need to turn this around. It's not a really big seller. I would put
Mhm.
it at eye level. Then the brand new stuff always went kind of up top,
Okay.
and like my best sellers and stuff like that would go probably about waist height. So either way, and then I never put out all of my inventory. Never, never. And if it was a like a bestseller, I would only keep one. And then
What
if
was
somebody snatched it, then I would just go and replace it with another one.
what was the thought process behind that? Is it creating a
Sense of
scarcity
urgency.
mindset? Sense of urgency. Okay. And I
Mhm.
like that. I like that idea of keeping your slow movers at eye level so people see that.
Mhm.
They see that. I
Yes.
keep all my must-haves on the lower shelves. Like everybody needs sunscreen, right? So
Mhm.
those don't need to be right there. Everything that is at eye level for me are my correctives.
Mhm.
So that's what I do. So tell me how importance of knowing your product lines inside and out. How does that rate into building better retail sales?
So what worked for me, and it's also what I teach, is you find the three main points. So every product, if it's, you know, your skincare that you're using, if it's the devices you're using, anything to, you know, just or your facials alone, like what are the three main bullet points that would benefit that client? So of course you would need to know the three benefits, you know, from the companies. Like, okay, this, you know, this cleanser is our um urea cleanser. It's going to be amazing for softening the skin, conditioning the skin,
Mhm.
um, without breaking the barrier. Cool. How is that going to work for Betty over there? Well, Betty, hey, you've been stripping your skin with, you know, a salicylic acid cleanser because you believe your skin is oily, but I'm going to need you to take this urea cleanser home because it's low foam, no foam. And it's also going to help you with um, softening the skin and getting your barrier back to where it needs to be. And once we get that, girl, it's nothing but awesome from here.
Nice. I like
And
that.
customize the three bullet points, but that's all you need. That's all you need. You just need the three that benefit the client. And I always like to say, you know, number one should be their concern. What is the main thing that's going to help them with their concern? Number two is going to be the bonus, which is what you see as a professional, what you feel also needs to be corrected. And then the third one is kind of like an all over. I hope that
Nice.
makes sense.
It does. It does. I do. I do believe in matching ingredients to skin type, skin condition, those types of things, and learning you like you said the top 3 benefits of every single product and facial that you're doing. It instills confidence in your client that you know what you're doing. Are there any other tips on creating an inviting retail space that you can touch on, like layout, presentation tips, those types of things?
Make sure it's clean and neat.
Always, yes, dust.
Always. Yeah, no. But the cool part about being an esthetician is we're all clean freaks. It's
Mhm.
we see just a little, little piece of dust, like, oh my God, I gotta deep clean everything. But
Yes.
yeah. But yeah, never put out all of your inventory. And pay attention to the seasons, and your demographic. So, you're going to know your demographic because you built your demographic. So like me, my demographic was between 45 and 65, and all of them went hiking and all of them did all the outdoorsy stuff, So that was always fun because they were like, oh, it's peel time. No, it's not, Betty. It's not. It's in the middle of August. No,
Not till time,
because I
right.
know where you're going.
So I like those tips. It's keeping your space clean, not putting out all of your retail, knowing your demographic. That's an important part. Do you have any tips on figuring out who your demographic is for you as a professional?
Really just kind of paying attention. Who are you seeming to get more of? Like, what age group are you seeing more of? We all know what our number one treatment is. Even new folks coming in, what they're looking for. And another tip, and I forgot too, is you want to switch your retail out at least every 6 weeks, if not before, because everything changes. So if you think about the life cycle of retail itself as a whole, then a floor changes every 6 weeks. So what was in the window is now on the walls. What was on the walls is now on the tables. What was on the tables is now on the rounders in the middle. And then what was on the rounders in the middle is now on the clearance rack in the back. So that's kind of how you want to, keep it spicy.
Yeah, I
Change
guess
it.
it keeps your clients engaged because they'll start to look, oh, she's always got something new out there, even though you've carried that product the entire time, right? That's actually a really good idea. I like that idea as well. You have tons of them. Okay. You create a retail as an extension of the service.
So the way that I did it is they would come in initially for a consultation, and then they would get with what I called an observation facial. And that was strictly like the bare bones of a facial, but that's all we truly need to learn that person's skin, right? So, we're feeling of it, we're touching it, we're moving stuff around, we're looking for the absorbency rate, we're wanting to feel texture. And of course, we want to see that person on paper, but is the person on paper matching up with the person in person, if that makes sense?
Yes.
And after that, free of charge, I would create them an 8 to 10 week care plan, and it would list every single treatment, the cost of every single treatment, and then home care. And it would list AM and PM with the products listed. Now, the thing with me is I never recommended over 4 products at a time. And that was just because I wanted everything to stay simple, because I didn't want to set clients up for failure, because you kind of learn their personalities too. So that's always that part. And majority of the time when they got their care plan, their next treatment, they were buying what was recommended, or it just opened up a whole other, realm of questions. And I was able to answer them without sounding, salesy, because it was like, okay, Betty, you're concerned about this one little spot. And, so that's why I chose this serum for you. We need to replace your cleanser because all you're using is Dollar Tree cleansing wipes. Not cool. But, and then, we're going to have you to use this moisturizer because it's the summer. It's going to be more of like a lotion consistency because we don't want anything thick and goopy. And then your SPF. And yes, it's a clear SPF, just like you requested. You can also use it as a setting spray. So the SPF that I retailed at the time was called Canasun. Amazing company, the science-backed CBD line with their sunscreen. And it was probably one of the only dry spray sunscreens that didn't literally dry the skin out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I loved it. Loved it. So, but
okay.
yeah.
So you would write all of this down and you would give it to them on a piece of paper. Would you email it to them? Would you do both?
I would email it and then I'd print it and put it in their file. And once they came, they never bring it with them. Because I would have to also, mark like, okay, we did week 1 or treatment 1, boop, slash through it. Now we're on to treatment 2 and so on and so forth. And, the observations would change. So the file would always just get thicker and thicker and thicker. But
updating. Yeah.
I'm old school. I enjoy the paper. The paper
part. Yes. I use Google Forms to track all of my client recommendations and my treatment records.
Nice.
So this is a great way to talk about communication with clients, because when you communicate with your clients, you get higher retail sales. And I will share a strategy that I do use, because if you know me, some of you may not know, I serve as director of judges for the Skin Games. I did leave that out. This is my 5th year
serving. Keeps us all in check.
Yeah, I like to say I judge the judges, but I utilize forms to help me keep track of things. So what I've incorporated in my skincare business here in Atlanta is a day before form where clients can let me know what retail they need to replace. So I can pull it off the shelf and have it waiting for them when they come in. That does a couple of things. It starts the thought process in their head that, okay, yes, Kelly is where I go to get my home care, right? And it also opens up opportunity for me to actually look at what they're utilizing and maybe suggest other products only as needed. The one thing that is very important to me and you, I know, is to maintain the integrity of that client relationship. Last month's talk was on trust, and that trust is something that's sacred, right? We work very hard to build that trust with our clients. So I don't ever oversell. Kind of under promise and over deliver is what I think all of us strive to do. And that helps you just kind of be at the forefront with staying up with retail, because it's important. Numbers are very, very important to understand. Retail should be I think Robin said that her retail was, she matched service dollar to retail dollar when we talked last month. And yes, she gave me thumbs up. I was right. So for every $100 of service she did, she sold $100 in retail. And that can feel daunting when you are first starting out, or if you haven't ever sold retail before.
Right.
Home care. So I just look at it as an extension of their professional service. They're coming to you and they're giving you their time, their effort, their energy, and their money. You want to give them results. And that doesn't happen if they're using products outside of your purview, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you are suggesting product for your clients, what kind of words do you use? Can you give me a specific example? So I'm a redhead and I like to go hiking, right? And I wear
all you hikers.
I know. What's wrong with us? So sell me products that are going to help me with UV damage and help a great sunscreen.
And a great sunscreen.
Let's role play. What
Okay.
what can I use? What can you sell me or present to me? Not sell, present to me. And we didn't talk about this before, y'all. I'm putting her on the spot. So present a vitamin C and sell it to me, and a sunscreen.
Vitamin C. Okay.
So Jessica, I hike a lot.
Okay.
And I'm noticing, because I'm fair, that I'm starting to get freckles and stuff in the summertime. What can I use?
So that's a great question. And it's actually very common. How often do you use sunscreen?
Every day.
Or even
go ahead.
You what?
I use it every day because I get sunburned very easily.
Hey, well, that's awesome. Cool.
But I don't reapply. Do I have to reapply?
Yeah. Girl.
My friend on TikTok told me that I didn't need to reapply.
Sorry, not damn.
You can hit me later,
Okay.
I promise.
No. So that's cool. So we did your facial and I was noticing, that you are a little on the dry side. But that's cool because you're a hiker. But, let's go ahead. Let's use this vitamin C because it's going to help both with your freckling that you're kind of, on the fence about, which freckles are cute. But it's also going to help boost your natural SPF. And then we're going to get you a good sunscreen that's going to stick, right? And I think with that combo, but girl, you got to reapply. Can we make a deal? Can we make a pinky promise that you can reapply? And hey, I'll go ahead and I'll throw in the little purse size for you just so you could put it in your pocket. And then Jessica won't have to yell at you anymore. Does that work?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
So
and
how do you overcome
that is how I
price?
talk to clients.
I know, I love that. Well, you keep it real. So how do you overcome objection to price?
And that's always one of the banes of our existence, because professional skincare is an investment. And they kind of come in like, wait a minute, I can get that on TikTok Shop for $15. Well, okay, Betty, go ahead and get it from TikTok Shop. It's going to be filled with silicones and some other stuff. And then your breakouts are just going to get worse. But cool. Let me know how it happens because you're just going to give me more money in the long run. I don't talk to my clients like this, but it's what my brain is saying. In the long run, because you're going to keep coming back going, Jessica, I don't know what's wrong with my skin. But
so when you do share those types of things with clients, the whole, yes, you can go outside of where I'm going. That's, I think, the biggest thing for us to overcome is the trends, because clients have access to so much information. Not all of it is good. Not all of it is true. How how do you shift the conversation away from what they saw on the internet or what they saw on social media to you right in front of them, the professional who went to school, who's done the research and carries the line that
Right.
will get them the results that they're looking for?
Right. It's generally, yes, you totally can get something similar, but it's not this. I don't know about that. And, that was probably developed in a lab a long time ago. And there's a reason why it's more cost effective than what I am presenting to you. If it is a problem, I get it, right? But this product is going to last you so many days. Generally our stuff lasts 30 days for somebody, a 2-ouncer. And just if we can just go with a cleanser, can we start with a cleanser, and then at least this way I know that you're cleansing your skin. And then my brain is going, after you put that TikTok shit on your face, make sure you wash your face twice.
Yes.
There's avenues around it. There really are. And it drives me up the wall, especially, when it comes to the social media aspect of it. Because, you have non-professionals who are in their 20s going, oh my God, this plumps, fine lines, and wrinkles. Look at what it's done to my skin. It's so hydrated. Get out of here with that mess. No, Sasha. Come on.
Right.
And that's where, women our age are like, oh, well, she influenced me to get it. But then they're, professional brands or estheticians that are influencers, which is totally cool. They know what they're talking about because they're professionals. Still having to fight the good fight. And no matter what, we're always going to be competing, because I can tell you my number one question from people on the TikTokies and the Insta Faces and Snappy Grams is, how are you different than Dr. Penn?
Well, you're an at-home device designed for consumer use. Dr. Penn is a professional device designed for professional use inside a treatment room.
But Dr. Penn is readily accessible to everybody. They can get it off of Amazon, and they go home, and that's really where Skin One Pro came from, was, during COVID, when we were shut down, I had clients that were like, Jessica, I totally got the same pen that you use, which it wasn't, but it was a Dr. Pen. And I needled my face, and they ended up, with more hyperpigmentation, sensitivities, all sorts of things. And it was just like, oh my gosh. And I didn't want to fight that. Instead, it was like, let's just join it, because there wasn't anything on the market that was, backed by professionals.
Right.
And B, there just wasn't one out there. And how can it be safe enough for clients to take home and still be able to feel like they're doing something? And the joys of the internet.
Yes, it's fun. It is. It can be challenging. So let's switch gears a little bit and go into promotion, incentives, those types of things. I know that you created a little sense of urgency without pressure by not putting out all of your retail all at one time. You'll move retail around every 6 weeks, and then coincide with the seasons, right?
Mhm.
You create an environment utilizing all five senses. I really like that. I really, really
Mhm.
like that. I'm going to implement a little bit more of that. I'm kind of bored with my treatment table linens. So this is exciting.
Mhm.
And then you, what was the other thing that you, oh, it went right out my brain. Doesn't matter. Okay. So do you run, well, or it'll come back, or I'll watch the recording and then I'll ask you the question and post it later. So the type of promotions, do you do promotions?
I did. Yes. And again, those fell within the season. And when I did do it, I would pick like one main product depending on the season, depending on the holiday. And
Mhm.
so like one of the newest thing, and then one that I needed, like I needed to push it a little bit more.
To move it.
And I would always do it where I would basically take like 20% off of what the average cost would have been, the retail cost. Because at least that way I'm still making money on it.
Mhm.
And the client felt like, ooh, if I get these together, I'm okay.
Right. So you're moving more. You're moving more retail at the same. Did you ever discount your services?
So the one thing I never really did was discount my services.
Mhm.
And that mainly is because at first I started to, I was like, okay, I need to be cheaper. And and then it dawned on me, like I've put in all of this work to be the esthetician that I am. And by me saying I'm cheap isn't telling the client anything except for I'm only going to come in when she does that. And I had clients like that because in October, I actually did do, and this was every year, I did $25 basic facials, called them facial hugs because they were only like 30 minutes.
Mhm.
And I literally would only have people that would come in October because they
For a
said
hug.
it was the only time they could afford it.
Mhm.
And because that's what you have to be careful of. And I actually saw on TikTok. Okay, TikTok can be good and bad. But anyway, and it was this tattoo shop and they were, talking about the guy at the desk was like, yeah, we have $100 minimum. And the first person that came in was like, oh my God, no, I'm not paying that. And
Mhm.
then the next chick came in and he was like $100 minimum. And she's like, okay, let's do 5. And then the next person came in and the next person, and it was just that one gal that was like, no, that's too expensive. There's always going to be people who will pay for the experience. And, we as estheticians are a whole. We're not just our hands. We are our brains. We are what comes out of our mouths. We are, our rooms. The experience needs to be mind blowing. And, going back to, the five senses, the reason doing a personalized scent or customized scent
Mhm.
is the sense of smell is our number one trigger of memories. So if you do something like that, say homegirl goes into Target the next day or a week later with her girlfriends and they walk by the essential oil aisle and they smell something that's similar to your room, she's going to be like, oh my gosh, this reminds me, you guys need to go see Kelly. Oh my God, her room is amazing. She's amazing. So every time they get, like the scent of pine or rose,
Mhm.
again, depending on the season.
Nice. Nice. I like that. Brenda, you had a question?
Yes, I did. I had a question. circling back to the three things that you had, Jessica, it was one was client's concern, what they see, two, your concern, what you see, and then the third one, I didn't get that one written down.
So the third one is like the bonus. It kind of covers everything.
Okay, it's a blanketing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Covers, okay. And then I just wanted to tell you, so like I've had a signature scent since like 2017, 2018. And then
There you go.
Pura filters, the diffuser, they used to have like aromatherapy that you could like water. It would be a water diffuser.
Yeah.
Well, they came out with the plugins that are hotel collection, high luxury scents. And I use the Pura filter or the Pura plugins, and I use Volcano. And oh my God, that scent is, because some people, like I would use lemon or this or that. And I have some clients that are allergic to lemon, believe it or not. And so I like scratched at my head trying to figure out like, you know, what could I use that would be universal to everybody? That would be a subtle smell, but reminds of a spa. And I have the link for a free Pura diffuser. They're like $50. But if you do a 6-month subscription, you buy your scents. They're literally tiny little things that go into this diffuser. With the 6-month subscription, you get a free diffuser. So I could put that in there as well if anybody's looking for that. So I'll put the free diffuser link, and then you could subscribe. The scents are $15, and you can get as many as you want. So you just do a 6-month subscription, and they just automatically send it to you each month. And you can control it on your phone. You can lower the intensity. You can up the intensity. You could put it on a schedule. So if you want it to run from 8 to 5, it will turn on during those times. And then when you're not in your office or in your treatment room, it will shut off. So you can actually,
I love that.
oh yeah,
it's
all high tech.
Yeah.
So I will put that link in the chat as well. And I already put the lasagna one in there too.
Good. I like that.
Thank you. Okay, that was my question.
How did you track your retail performance, and did you set goals?
Of course. And another reason why I never put all of my inventory out also was because it made it easier for me to track. So I would know, and I had a little spreadsheet and be like, okay, I've ordered, and I never ordered like an enormous amount, right, at a time. I would do like 5 or 6 at a time, depending on, you know, if it was a bestseller, then yeah, the 10 at a time. But other than that, it was just easier to track it that way, especially if it was something that was just like a onesies, twosies. Yeah. And then every time it would come out of my closet and be put on the shelf, then it was boop.
On your, and a lot of the online booking software will track retail for you. And you can run reports and see which ones are selling and which ones aren't. How often did you review how well a product was selling? Did you do that monthly, quarterly, annually?
I did it monthly. Yeah. It just made it easier, you know? Because the longer, you know, the longer you go, in my opinion, you know, the longer time goes, the more than likely, and those of you who know me know I'll forget. And then, yeah.
So just setting up a procedure, following it, sticking to it, going through is important. It is. It just truly is. Your retail can cover your overhead if you do it right and you set it up and you recommend product to every single client. Period. They don't. You're going to get a whole lot of no's. It's just part of it. But for the ones who do take your advice, you know you're serving them to the best of your ability, and then you're also just helping your bottom line. Retail ended up when I had a 2-room treatment facility in Atlanta when I lived here the first time. And my retail paid for my front desk person, and it paid for, and she was able to assist in scheduling and doing all that other stuff, which opened up time for me to be able to work on more clients and open my book up and do all of those types of things. I would like your top 3 actionable tips for estheticians that will, 3 things they can do that will immediately improve their retail sales.
1, learn your products, but only learn the top 3. Learn the top 3, and then learn the 3 about each one, right? Because you need to be the expert in everything that you're retailing. And then understanding that your clients are coming to you and they want you to tell them what to do, right? Because, one of the dreaded questions I had, well, when I would get it, I always hated, well, what do you think about my skin? Oh, Lord, here we go. Nobody wants to hear that, because nobody wants to be like, well, I mean, girl. Anyway, so just, but you're not selling it to them, you're suggesting it, because you need to kind of make it out to where it is, the whole thing is their idea, right? So as soon as you're done doing your thing, like I had said before, like, okay, I noticed, here, because their concern always goes first, regardless if you're looking at them and you've done your observation and all of that, going, why is just this one spot your concern? Like, and we all do it. We all do it. But their concern always comes first. So that's why when you have their concern, what you see, and then the bonus, and the bonus is generally going to always be, it's going to help plump fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to help with hydration, those types of things, something that we all need. But by presenting it that way, you're not salesy. You're saying, okay, with my observations, I'm going to need you to blah, 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 blah. And 3/4 of the time, they'll be like, awesome. Now, the other quarter might be like, well, that's a little on the pricey side. Then just be like, can we get you started with the cleanser then? Because
cleanser, SPF, and serum. Those are my 3. Cleanser, SPF, and serum. Always, always, always. And then we add in other things, because they'll start to see improvement with what you're suggesting. And then they'll say, okay, what she hasn't steered me wrong in the past. So it's learn your product, learn your top 3 products and the top 3 benefits, speak to what they see, speak to what you see, and then add a bonus, and then suggest the product after the service. One of the things I did want to bring up is that times I know you did your own product line. So you formulated your own and sold that. And Robin, you may be able to speak to this because you're a distributor for product. Do some product lines will offer sales off of the wholesale to their partners. So you can then extend that sale off of your retail that you're selling to your clients and not lose your margin. So if you buy it at 10% off wholesale, you can offer it at a discount of 10% or 15 or whatever to your clients, and you're not losing margin. So does Clayton Chagall do that?
Skin One does that.
Yeah, Skin One. Okay.
And we do that. Yeah, we do that very, very seldom. It generally will happen. We have in April and October, we do our ugly box sale, and we're the only company that does that. And it's super fun because it gives, because when we send our boxes out, we send them out pristine, but there's no guarantee within the shipping process that that box is still going to be pristine once it gets there. So we
I love the
offer
ugly box sale.
the what?
I love the ugly box sale.
Isn't it fun? It's just fun.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it helps Skin Wand push out the boxes that we would never send to retailers or our professionals, to them. And then they in turn can go ahead and do the same thing with their boxes as well. So,
Nice.
yeah.
I
Or
will say,
not.
sorry, I kept disappearing there, Kelly. I know you had asked if I had something to say about the like running promotions and stuff. Every month, Clayton Chagall runs a promotion for their esthetician, and the esthetician receives the poster that they can advertise in their spa with the same promo. So,
Did they have that available for social media as well?
oh yeah.
So I think that's a piece where we miss that with our skincare product lines, where
Mhm.
they have these resources available to you. You just have to ask for them.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So do you provide digital materials with
Oh
Skin
yeah,
One Pro and
absolutely.
then with Clayton Chagall? And then you can
So I just started that, and that was because we also just started our ambassador program,
Mhm.
Kelly.
I know. I'm on it.
Okay. Yeah. Kelly's our OG. So she's been with us since day one.
Mhm.
So is Robin and Brooke and all the fabulousness. But yes, I went ahead and was like, oh my gosh, that's where we're lacking. Where I'm lacking, getting the marketing assets out to the retailers and the
Mhm.
ambassadors and all of that. And the way I do it is I will actually send out 30 days worth of content ideas, the hooks, the hashtags, and then also give you a humongous folder full of product photos,
Mhm.
and they're all raw photos. So you literally, because you have access to the folder, you can customize it to your social media, because I know not a lot of people, their social media color is black like ours. Everything
Right.
about the Wad Pro is black because it's black. It's amazing. So yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
that has seemed to help.
That's one of the things where
do.
we underutilize as estheticians. We underutilize those assets that our product lines carry or provide for us. And so just reach out to them. Take advantage of any training that they have to offer. If you're not clear about how a product works or what it does, because they want you to be successful, because the more successful you are, the more product you order from them, the more successful they become. And then everybody just has beautiful glowing skin, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. It is.
exactly.
One of the biggest takeaways that we can take from this conversation is to view retail as part of the client care experience, right?
Mhm.
And business growth for you.
Mhm.
And right
And it doesn't
now,
need to be scary. It doesn't need to be scary. It doesn't
no.
need to, be a bane of your existence. Because it's part of the experience that we give. And
Mhm.
then again, we've got that, depending on how you look at it, the 70-30 or 80-20 split. And
Mhm.
if we can't set them up for success, then what are we doing?
Right. Agreed. How can people get in touch with you?
can do it lots of ways. Apparently, if you fill out the form on our website, I respond to every single inquiry. And if you have put in an inquiry and you feel like I haven't answered, I did. You just got to check all your other folders because sometimes I go into spam, sometimes I go into others, sometimes I go into promo, and it's like, oh my God. But anyway, you can email me at jessica@skinwanpro.com. You can feel free to give me a ring-a-ding or a text at 803-200-2774. And those are going to be your best bet. If you need like a quicker answer, anything like that, then just text me. Yeah.
Are you on TikTok?
Yes, I'm on the stupid TikTok. Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook
Yes.
at Skinwand Pro.
Yep, Skin1 Pro. Our TikTok. Yeah, you want to do Skin1 Pro official on TikTok.
Official. Oh, so you're official. All right, perfect. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Anything to add to this? Brenda's we've got dinner and we've got signature treatment. I love it.
Okay, so really quick. Eons ago, 15 years ago, I used to work at a waxing chain and I was their lead waxer and lead trainer. And what I would tell the girls, you're not selling your client, you're educating your client about the whole 3 ingredients. So you want to educate the client on the ingredients. What is it? What is the ingredients and what does it do and why do they need it? And that right there, if you're educating your client, that's what I feel has worked for me in the treatment room. Is just like Kelly said, 3, she said the cleanser, SPF, and serum. Those are literally my go-tos as well. And all my clients know that I'm not going to over prescribe. I'm not going to over suggest products, building that trust, but educate. That is my biggest word, is just educate your clients on the ingredients and why they need it, what it will do for their skin. And then it's smooth sailing. And if they don't get it at this time, my philosophy is they leave with something. Either they get a sample or they get the product. If they leave with a sample, when they come back, they're getting the product. Even if I'm putting the sample into a container myself for them, I gotta give it to them first. You know what I mean? Kind of like, oh, she's willing to give this to me. So you sample, and then when they come back, 9 times out of 10, they'll buy it. Because I'm like, I put in the notes. What did you think of that serum? What did you think about this product? I'll note it in their account, in their appointment, like gave XYZ, gave samples of, whatever product. And then when they come in, first thing I'm like, so what did you think of the product that we got the samples? I'm like, oh my God, I loved this cleanser. Oh, I love this, or I love that. Or, oh, I didn't like this. I'm like, okay, well, we'll get a couple and I'll give you another sample of, whatever. And nothing big, just a little bit until they find what works for them. And then once they get it, then they're done.
And then when I send out the recap with the recording of this, I'll include the dinner link. And Brenda's.
And that dinner has a dessert. It's a dessert. It has a dessert. It has an apple crisp and the lasagna.
Well, hey.
Nice.
You're getting dinner and dessert.
We're getting a dinner and a show. Goodness.
I love it.
I very much appreciate your time, Jessica. Thank you. So our next Pro to Pro talk, it'll be August 18th at 3 p.m. And it will be on professional and personal development for you in your career. I'm a strong proponent of continually learning. I made a promise to myself 25 years ago that I would learn something new every single year. So I've taken a lot of really good education. I've taken a lot of education that I would not say was really all that great, but
Same.
Always
but you don't know
learning.
until you do it. You don't know.
Right.
And I always say, if I ever feel like I know everything, I need to get out. I need to retire.
Yes. You need to stop. Yep. And our our other pro my guest will be Nichelle Foster Mosley. She is an international award-winning esthetician, certified corneotherapist, author, mentor, and founder of Skin Barrier Academy. So she has the same sort of approach to always learning something new. I know that most of us do. And
She's amazing.
That is what I love about the community and network that I've built around myself, that I've surrounded myself and am very honored to be a part of, are professionals who want to share their experiences, their expertise, and their time. And Robin just really made last month's talk so great. And Jessica, your retail suggestions, I hope even if you implement just one, you'll see an incremental increase in your sales. And she's here to help you. Robin is here to help you. We're all here to help each other. So Brenda's here to help you, everybody. So I very much appreciate
I wanted to
everyone's time.
say something, Kelly. I wanted to just thank you for doing these little classes, because I mean, there's very few things going on out there that aren't driven by sales. And these classes that you're offering are not, you know, they are all just for the growth of the esthetician. And I think that's a really cool thing. And thank you for doing it.
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks for taking time out of your day.
Having me.
Oh, no, thank you.
And I had some big shoes to fill because I came after Robin, and she's a big deal.
Can everybody put their socials in the chat? Because I do want to follow everybody in here as well.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Do that. If you guys will do that, throw your socials in the chat, and then I'll send that in. I'll send that in the follow-up. I'll create a follow-up email, and then I'll put those in the links. As long if you put your socials in the chat, then they're going to go in a newsletter. And then in September, I have I'm not going to say who I have, but it's going to be about selecting the right skincare line for your business. Not going to say who I have.
You're not going to tell us?
No. Because I have to keep something. No.
A little hint.
No.
Just a little nugget.
No. And until next time, you guys have a great rest of your day.
I hope I helped everybody. So
you did.
Just a little bit.
You did.
And I look forward to seeing everybody.
A lot of great
information.
information.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank
Yes, you did.